How's it feel to have Drew back?
Drew Kelly?
Yeah.
He's a really good player, so you're always happy when you have all your players healthy and going, and so, yeah, thrilled to have Drew back.
What does somebody like him do for the rest of the guys in the lineup? I mean, you sang his praises before, but what is the effect that he has, the trickle-down effect he has on the guys?
Well, he's just a really good guy to begin with, and he's a calming kind of a person around others. He's a positive person. He cares about his teammates. And, I mean, he's really good, but I think the other stuff means more to the team than the really good part, because I think they just know that, especially when he was hurt, he was still there for all the guys at all the time, all times, and pulling for those guys and still working as hard as he possibly can. He's just a really good person. We're lucky to have him.
Coach, how do you feel about the team after sweeping Washington and beating Portland this last time out?
Good. It's good to win.
Yeah.
And so we just need to continue to improve as a team. We've had a good week and a good stretch. We did it during a time when we've had guys in and out of the lineup, which is a testament to the guys' character, and they're just the willingness to come together and play as a team, which has been a strength of ours, and now we just look to try to continue that.
What was the decision to put Colby Summers in on Sunday, even though it was after a 43 pitch performance and then another higher inning load? What was that decision like for you?
He told us if he didn't get the ball at the end of the game with a lead, he'd be furious with us. And Colby's a guy. He currently has a family. He has a son. Colby's an Oregon guy. He's living and dying basically in this program right now, and when he gets a chance to make a positive impact, he wants that opportunity. If he was tender or whatever at all, he wouldn't have gone out there, just like any of our guys. He felt fresh, healthy, ready to go, and he wanted the baseball. So it wasn't a whole lot of thought process other than that into it. When Colby says he's ready to go and he wants the ball in a safe situation, he gets it.
With Callie back, I think you have like 6 or 7 guys above 300. You're already deep before, with Callie out, but what does it say about your depth now?
Well, and with any of these guys, they need to continue to do what they've done, right? And so with Drew, he's coming back from an injury situation. So he's looking to get his swing right like it was before he had the injury. And so, we're working to get him where he feels confident. He's ready to go with that kind of stuff. Hopefully what it means is when you get all the guys going and hitting, you got a lot of good players who are tough to beat. Hopefully that's what it equals.
How important is it to keep this momentum going heading into the last month of the season?
Well, this is it. This is it. You play to get into postseason and then make noise in postseason. Right now, we've positioned ourselves halfway through league in a very good spot, being in first place in the Pac-12 conference and third in the country with our RPI. We've got a very strong strength of schedule inside the top 10. And so that's nice. That's halfway through Pac-12 play. And so, it's not about what we've done so far. That's positioned us well, but it's going to be more importantly about what we do with it moving forward and continuing to play as a team and do the things that we've seen so far with good quality defense and clutch hitting.
Jay Stoffel had an improved second outing. What'd you see from him? And I'm assuming you're looking to still stretch his innings out more.
Yeah, without a doubt. Jay's a really good pitcher, and as his arm, gets in full shape, he'll continue to get stretched out more and more, but he's a really good pitcher.
Coach, against Portland, you guys allowed 8 walks. Your team ranked as high as number 10 overall and number 3 in the RPI, like you just mentioned. At one point, do the walks become concerning? Because you haven't been burned by them yet. Even against Portland with the 8 walks, you weren't burned by them. You were burned more by hitting. But at what point does that come concerning for you? And can you guys make an adjustment with just a month left in the season before postseason play?
Well, I mean, there's always blemishes on every team. And so for us, we could focus on that as much as we want to. Nobody's trying to do anything negative out there, that's for sure. And so for us, we know those are issues of our weaker side, and we also look to, at our strengths and say, okay, well, can our strengths overcome some of our deficiencies? And so I guess instead of looking at things as, what are we doing poorly, we see it all too, what we aren't proud of, what we are proud of, and we're looking to improve the things that we're not doing well. And obviously, if we can improve those things that we aren't doing well, in addition to what we are doing well, we're a team to be reckoned with.
The month left, a lot of the guys, at least the returners, got that taste of postseason last year. Obviously, it didn't end the way you guys wanted it to, but is there kind of like a I don't know, I wouldn't say newfound hunger, but an even more added hunger with a month left in the season? Can the guys kind of taste it, what's about to happen, get into the postseason here? Or?
Well, you know, the guys that were here last year got a chance to play in a regional final versus LSU, one of the storied programs in the country. And so that's really cool. I would think that, I think they're definitely get a chance to taste it, and they're excited about what's in front of us. There's no doubt about it. We've got a chance with our second half of the Pac-12 season in front of us to win a Pac-12 title. That's been one of our goals here. And so just with the things that we've been able to do positioning-wise for ourselves, I know the guys are really encouraged about what they've done and optimistic about what's in front of us.
11 of your next 12 are against Pac-12 teams. Just what is that like, and what's that gauntlet look to you, especially considering how good the Pac-12 has been this year?
Pac-12 conference, you know, that's why we come here, is because you want to play against the best. And so, you know, we get to play a lot of games against Pac-12 teams coming up. It just means it's not going to be easy. Never really is. But the way we schedule, even our non-conference games are pretty much Pac-12 teams, even on non-conference games. At least the best teams in other conferences is what we tend to do. So it's just another week in our schedule, or another stretch in our schedule, and it's always going to be a challenge if you come and play at Oregon.
That 11-12 starts this week against Washington State. Just what have you seen from them this season, and what do you look to improve upon from this last weekend?
Well, I mean, Washington State's got some power arms. You know, they'll probably run two left-handers and a right-hander with great experience out there as starters. They've got 3 or 4 bullpen arms that have tremendous stuff in their bullpen. They're not easy guys to get to. And so it's going to be a challenge offensively. We're going to need to adjust to see what the pitchers that they have thrown against us are doing well, to where we can break those guys down. Hopefully get into bullpens and stuff. Tired bullpens are usually bullpens that you can score runs off of, and fresh ones are ones that are harder to score runs off of. So just kind of keeping it simple, trying to just trust in our teammates, and one at-bat, good at-bat after the next is what we're going to do.
For Oregon baseball, for Oregon athletics, it's really special, it's important, it means a lot to the fans to get a sweep or a victory over Washington. Does that translate to you guys as well?
I like beating anybody, and so if the fans like beating Washington, we like beating Washington, no doubt about it. That's in the rearview mirror for us right now. But yeah, I mean, wins are wins. It doesn't really matter who you get them against. Your rivals are always a little bit sweeter when you get wins against your rivals, but you know, we lost 3 games to UCLA, and that stung, you know, because on the recruiting trail that's not a positive. And so regardless of who you're playing against, you want to win. And yeah, good weekend last weekend at Washington, great moment in our season. But our season's got 15 weeks of moments, and that's just 1 week of it, and so we're on to the next.